Hi, I'm Sharon, and this is episode 25 of the Sampler Style Flosstube. Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 25. The last time I recorded was April of 2024. So, that's good for you because I've done a lot of stitching since then, and I have a lot to show you. So let's get started. First thing, I have a fully finished object. This is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs, and isn't it so gorgeous? I stitched this with all the called for threads, but I didn't use the called for linen. I think the linen, she calls for a 30 count maybe? I don't know. This is a 36 count Lakeside Linen Harvest Gold, I think. And I love how the colors pop on it, although it also kind of mutes them just a little to make it just the most gorgeous fall piece. I love it so very much. So it is living on my mantle, and I'm really super happy with it. It just looks great. I will try to put a picture in of my mantle because it looks very Halloween-y. I decorate in September for Halloween, and I take it down on Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, and then my Christmas decor goes up. I don't have a lot of stitching for Christmas because I'm not really a Christmas stitcher. And I'm finding I'm not really even that much of a seasonal stitcher either. I've been more interested in samplers lately. So, okay, the next thing is Modern Folk Embroidery's 2022 Stitch Along. The name is at the top. I am not going to pronounce it because I will butcher it. But I'm almost finished. So I'm going to bring it up close for you to see the stitches because I love when floss tubers show the stitches. It's a Dutch sampler. It's so beautiful. And Jacob was saying how much he loves that motif in the bottom middle, that Tree of Life motif, and I tend to agree. It is gorgeous. So the only thing I have left is right here next to this Tree of Life motif. There's a spot to put her initials next to those leaping stags way at the bottom in the middle next to the stags. There's a spot to put her initials, E.T. And I wanted to put my initials there and do it in the same style, but it was very difficult. I was trying to rechart it in the same style. It didn't work. But you know what? Honestly, I just really didn't spend a lot of time on it. And I think I probably could do it, but I'm thinking I'm just going to let it go and stitch it out as was written and put her initials in just to save myself some time. I may give it another shot. I use Stitch Fiddle to rechart things. Yeah, so much respect to those girls back then who didn't have the resources that we have to chart things. It's crazy. Okay, next project is Mary Ann Copp, 1839 by Brenda Gervais. And this is a beautiful sampler. Gorgeous colors, just beautiful. And I am stitching this on a piece of LFA Linen's Schooner, which is my absolute favorite color that Sue dyes from LFA Linens. And I have a couple of pieces of schooner that I have projects on. And that house, the bricks are orange, and it's really, really cool. And I love how it looks. So that is Mary Ann Copp by Brenda Gervais, and these are all the colors. This is just a happy springy piece, which I may pick up when I'm in the mood. I get moods, like, I guess all stitchers get like this, maybe? I don't know. Like, I only want to stitch what I'm in the mood for. And it's fall now, and you would think that I would want to stitch fall. I am not in the mood for fall, which is so weird. I don't know. Speaking of fall, this next one, I had made a mistake. I think I showed it to you last time, and I was stitching on this in the winter. So I finished Away We Ride in January. I don't know. I stitch like off. I'm not sure. Maybe I get in the mood for different colors at different times of the year. I don't know. But this is Plum Street Samplers Ghoultide Welcome. And I made a mistake right here where the needle is. There's a needle right here. That's where I put in I made a mistake, and I was off by half a stitch, so I ripped back. I have to just rip a little bit back, and then redo it. And that's annoying. Here's a close-up of the stitches. It's gorgeous. I kind of want to save that house for last, because I have found I love solid stitching. I really do. I don't want to do a full coverage, like, crazy piece that has all different colors, like, next to one another, like confetti stitching. I hate that. But just like solid one color, or just like solid blocks, I enjoy. So I have a project that I've been working on that I love that's like that. Next piece is AKGIT by Modern Folk Embroidery, and I absolutely love this. I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count R&R. I think it's Winter Brew. Look at that. Oh my goodness, you guys. So since I recorded last, I did this one. So I'm stitching this up and down. So I'm doing it in strips vertically rather than horizontally. Because if I do them horizontally, I'll get bored. Because horizontally, they're kind of all the same going across. So I go up and down, and I just do it that way. And let's give her a close-up, because she is very pretty. And I'm stitching this with NPI Burnt Umber Range number 582. So it's not really black, it's more of a very, very deep brown. Another thing I found out about myself, I love stitching with darker threads. I prefer to stitch with black than red. I will go with black anytime. If I could stitch everything in my life in black, I'd be happy. I love it. So, Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery has a new piece out. He's been doing some pieces based on Lord of the Rings, which I don't like, but my son does. And Jacob's pieces are really cool. I love them. He just did one with an axe that I would love to stitch. I'll put in a picture. And he has another one that's black, and the stitching is the background and the motifs are the foreground. I don't know what that's called. Do you guys know what that's called? I've tried to look it up. I don't know. I love that piece. And it's calling to me. Maybe when I finish this. This is going to be another year at least. So I haven't really touched it. I was going to work on it a little bit every month. And it's not really calling to me. That's okay. It'll get done. Okay, my next one. I am obsessed. Obsessed. So I try to stitch on it maybe like 7 days out of every month. This was my, I think I showed it in my last episode, but I've made a lot of progress on it. This was my leap year start. So the object of a leap year start is to finish it in 4 years. So I'm hoping to get close, and I'm doing okay. That is this gorgeous project. A peacock, a unicorn, and a badger by the Scarlet Letter. For those of you who don't know, I do not stitch with paper patterns, but you can't get this in PDF. So I scanned, I have a scanner over here. I scanned these pages and I used Markup RXP to stitch them together. So I have like one big canvas. I love it. I love stitching like that. It takes a little bit of time to set it up, but I love that because I like tech, and yeah, I love it. I would never ever share a scan pattern, but I do it for my own personal use, and I love it. So look. Oh, this is beautiful, you guys. Look at that. And I'm very methodical when I stitch. I can't go all over the place. I just have to start in the upper left and I'll probably do this one in strips also. It's beautiful. I'm not going to bother to show you the threads because, well, I can just pull them out. You can't really see them. They're in floss away bags. These are Auvera Wall d'Alger. I don't love them. They are not as smooth as NPI because they are spun in a different way. So they tend to fray a little bit, so you have to use shorter lengths, and that's fine. They do give good coverage. I mean, they're beautiful. They're not as fun to stitch with as NPI, but I can forgive them because the coverage is just gorgeous. So I'm stitching this with all the called for, even the called for linen, which is just a piece of platinum Zweigart, undyed. Well, they dye it, I guess. Just this oatmealish color. And it was kind of stiff when I first got it, but it's really softening up. I love this. I love it. So, so block stitching. So a lot of people are stitching this and they're not doing the background. They're stitching it on like a darker fabric, like a green or a tan. No, I want to stitch the background because that's my favorite part. So I'll do a little bit of the motifs, and then when I get enough done, I go to town on the background. Oh, that's my favorite. I just finished like this part with the strawberries, Oh, it's so fun. I loved it so much. It was great. My daughter Erin is stitching along with me, but she is almost done with this. She started it in February and she is almost finished. I'm going to put a picture in. She's using DMC. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. And she's using 2 strands and it's huge. It's gorgeous. It's out of 32. I had a piece of 32 count Lugana that I wasn't going to use because I don't really stitch on anything less than 36. And I'm getting to the point now where I don't really love 36. I'll talk about that more in a minute. But hers is coming out great. All right, my next piece, I think I showed you last April. I had a meager start on it. This one is calling to me. I love it. This is Modern Folk Embroidery's Stitch Along for 2024. I think it's called No Time Like the Present. Yes. No Time Like the Present. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh my goodness. So I'm stitching it with MPI, of course, on a piece of 40 count. I think this is Fog. Picture this plus Fog. It's so beautiful. So the colors I'm using, so Jacob used DMC, I think, but I am using MPI. I'll tell you what colors. So I'm using a very deep, like navy blue, French blue range. And this is color 749. And for the red, wow, I'm running, no, I have 2 more skeins. I hope I have enough. I think I do. I hope. I did calculations. I should have enough. And then the red is Chinese red range color 504, which is kind of a deeper red. And his sample was stitched in a blue and red. And I really like it. Interestingly enough, which should come as no surprise to you, I prefer stitching with the blue than the red because it's a deeper color. It's just pretty. And I have not kept up with the stitch along, and that is okay. It does not matter to me. His 2025 stitch along has come out, and it's beautiful. It is bird themed. There's birds on it. I don't know the name of it. You can go to his website, and I'll put a picture in of it. It is not calling to me, so I will not be starting that one. But like he has some Lord of the Rings patterns that I love. So maybe when I finish one of these, either this or AKGIT, I'll start one of those Lord of the Rings patterns because they are calling to me. And I don't even like Lord of the Rings. My son does. So I could bequeath it to him and he would love it. So, oh my goodness. Anyway, okay, so I had a new start and I decided it's a fall piece and I am not interested in working on it. So this is Olga's Autumn Stocking by Plum Street, and I started it on this, on a 30, it's calls for 36 count, and to make it the correct size, I did use 36 count. And I started with this fabric. I think this is Seraphim Dusty Road, I think. And it's beautiful, but the white did not show up. And there's a house in this pattern, and it's white. And this house would have not shown up. So I changed the color here, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to change the house color because I like the house being white. My house is white. So I restarted it on a different piece of linen. So I'm now stitching this on a piece of Lakeside Light Exemplar, which is perfect. So you can see the white here, and it's showing up fine. And I'm about to start the house, and I got bored, and I put it down. And I know I'll love stitching the house because it's that solid block stitching that I like, but it wasn't calling to me, and I was avoiding stitching because I didn't want to stitch on it, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Stitch on something else. So I picked up Peacock Unicorn and loved it. Finished what I wanted to finish for the month, and then I picked up the Time Sampler, and I started working on that because I just wasn't feeling it. But now I'm kind of thinking I might go back to it. I will not be finishing this myself because I will mess it up. So I'll send it out. I will finish it, like finish stitching it. I will not finish. You know what I mean? Like, I will not be finishing it as far as sewing it, the stocking itself. I will send it somewhere. So, yeah, I like it. I love it. I love everything I'm stitching right now. I love everything. And I'm really happy with my progress the last 6 months. I don't get a lot of time to stitch. I'm busy like everybody else, you know. I mean, there's lots of stuff that goes on in our lives. It's insane. Yeah. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about stash and haul and what's going to be working for me. So I haven't bought any cross-stitch supplies this year. And I'm okay with that. I started stitching in 2020, and it was like, wow, I'm a kid in a candy store. I hadn't really figured out what I like stitching yet. I started out with Frosted Pumpkin, which are adorable, and it's great learning, you know, for that. And I quickly I moved on from that after about a year and discovered what I like to stitch most, which is samplers on a smaller linen count. And I bought a bunch of things, and I've decided that I'm really not going to buy a lot more stash unless it's something I like have to start like right away. You know what I mean? Like something I want to start now. So yeah, and that's cool. Some people are collectors and they love to collect like every pattern, and I think that's great. That's awesome. I don't tend to do that. Like even with knitting, like knitting is my primary craft, and I have a good nice amount of yarn, But I'm going to a fiber festival this weekend, and I don't plan on buying anything. I'm just going to, like, hang out. Because after a while, you have enough. And I want to knit things that I've bought already, and I want to stitch things that I've bought already that I love. So that's me. That's what I'm doing moving forward. And no judgment to you guys. My favorite floss tubes are hauls. I love to see what people buy because I want to know what's out there. But you know what? Honestly, Market came and there wasn't anything that I had to have. Now, I went on Modern Folk Embroidery today just to see and to find some links and stuff. There was like 10 on there that I would like. But I'm not going to get them unless I'm going to start them. So I'm thinking I might... That one Lord of the Rings one is really calling to me. So when I'm ready to stitch that, I will look back at it and see if I still want to do it, and then I might get it. And I'm also a PDF stitcher. So if I can get it in PDF form, that saves me so much work. I'm not adverse to paper patterns, but yeah, I don't think I've bought a thing. 0 in 2024. Maybe I might have, early in the year, I might have bought a chart from Scarlet Letter that I showed you on my last show. If you want to see that, go to my last show, because I know I talked about it. But I don't know, I might have bought that in 2023, I'm not sure. But no. Okay, I looked it up. I did buy a chart. I bought Jane Atkinson, 1780. And I bought all the DMC to go with it. Yeah, so I just checked my phone, and that Jane Atkinson order was the last order I made for cross stitch, and that was last February. I haven't bought anything. I haven't even bought a Modern Folk. Okay, that's good. That's my goal. So I want to try and stitch from stash if I can. We'll see. See. So let me know down below what you like to do. I mean, do you like to buy all the new things? That, you know, cross stitch, if you just buy charts, it's not that bad. So yeah, it's not so bad. And, you know, it's nice to support designers. That's great. I just don't want to buy things that I'm not going to do because it makes me feel kind of like guilty. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, are you like me where you just buy what you want or need and then stitch from stash? I know that there's some things that I've bought that I probably are not going to stitch. I might give them away. I'll have to see. So I hope you all have a good start to the fall. I don't know. Start to the holiday season. I'd like to try and record again soon. We'll see. I could try monthly. I don't know. You might not see me for 6 months. I don't know. I'll try monthly. It's been, my family's gone through some crazy things. I don't really talk about it here. I talk about it on my other channel. So I have a knitting channel called Knit Style, and if you're interested, you can go there and find out all the drama. But we're all good, thank God. It just takes a lot of time, like everybody has it. So, all right, take care, stitch something beautiful, and cheers.